Okay, through my love of Satchel from Steel Panther, I've discovered a really cool channel, Roxie Official. And today Satchel was talking about his influences. So I've written a few comments underneath for people to give them some knowledge. I love this channel. So yeah, a couple of things. As ACDC, where it had many members. Initially, they had a lot of people coming and playing with them at their house. In fact, here in Biwa, I met one of them, a man that used to go over there and drum with them himself. Here that lives here in Biwa, and I run into him from time to time. And he also informed me that they had many lead singers before the very first lead singer that we became aware of, which is a guy named Dave Evans. And Dave Evans was in the very first video clip, Can I Sit Next to You Girl? There was a version of that recorded, released, it charted, and it had a video clip here in Australia. And that Can I Sit Next to You Girl isn't the same version with Bond, obviously, that turns on the high voltage record, AC/DC's first record, because they did a heavier version with Bon. And on the high voltage record, the debut album, that isn't Phil Rudd. The drummer on every song is Tony Correnti. But originally a lot of the bass work was done by George Young on the recordings. But also they had a different bass player named Mark Evans. So Dave Evans was vocals, Mark Evans was bass, but they're not related as far as I understand. So they had many, like I say, when AC/DC first started out, they had many different musicians in jamming with them, playing with them, gigging with them, songwriting with them, doing everything with them. And then the sound that Satchel's talking about, that he was talking about Malcolm Young's rhythm sound and stylings that have influenced guitarists worldwide, and he also made mention that they had influenced the guitarists from Guns N' Roses very much. And he said without Malcolm there would never have been any of these other guitarists, including these Guns N' Roses dudes, Gilby Clarke and whatever. Well, that sound was invented by a man named Lobby Lloyd. Lobby Lloyd was a session music at the Harry Vander and George Young studios, but he also played in bands as well. He played with Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs. He played in the late 70s with Rose Tattoo. Rose Tattoo is the band. Guns N' Roses call themselves Guns N' Roses because of Rose Tattoo. Axl Rose calls himself Axl Rose because of Rose Tattoo. Guns N' Roses did a cover of Nice Boys, which is a song by Rose Tattoo. So Lobby Lloyd was in Rose Tattoo for a time, and now, but Lobby Lloyd is now he's deceased. But the original bass player from AC/DC that we became aware of, Mark Evans, he's actually currently with Rose Tattoo in 2020. So it's all very interesting. They all knew each other. They all worked in the same recording studio. All these Aussie pub rock sound people, but they all copied Lobby Lloyd. And but another interesting thing too about Australian music and Guns N' Roses is there's a song by Australian Crawl, called Unpublished Critics. And if you listen to that, to me, it's unmistakable that they stole that song for Sweet Child of Mine, or borrowed from it heavily, whatever term guitarists use. Okay, so on this brilliant channel, Ryan Roxie Official, on Satchel of Steel Panther talks to Roxie about his influences. I've left these comments, and in the blue I've left links so you can watch the original Can I Sit Next to You Girl video clip with Dave Evans. Now on drums in that clip, I think it is Tony Correnti on drums, and on bass in the clip, I'm pretty sure that is Mark Evans. And obviously Dave Evans on lead singer, not Bon. But on the recording of that song, I'm pretty sure it was George Young playing bass. I can't be 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure it is. So on these links, though, another one there, I've written the blue one. You can go to Tony Correnti's Facebook, and you'll see he owns a pizza shop, and in the pizza shop, he calls himself AC/DC's original drummer and all that. Tony Correnti is awesome. I love the drumming on that record. High voltage. I mean, wow. Yeah, it's really a great drumming album, if you ask me. And then I've got a video here down here where it's Angry Anderson from Rose Tattoo talking about Lobby Lloyd. So there's a lot of, this is a guitar enthusiast channel. I know Satchel's a guitar nerd and loves history and all that. Well, you know, I just wanted to share the stuff that I know about the Australian rock scene, because I love Australian pub rock and AC/DC. And I even was fortunate enough in the year 2000 to be, my friend ran the security for the AC/DC concert in Canberra and put me in charge of the dressing room area and whatever. So that was really cool. Met the band. They shared food with me. They had lamb shanks and baked beans and whatever. And, you know, I got to see that Angus had all these different versions of the school uniform to choose from in a suitcase, all the different colours and whatever, so that you can wear a different one depending on how he feels. And spoke to them all, and they're very down to earth, and Brian's really funny. Yeah, of course I met Malcolm. And, but it's AC/DC are loved over here. They're absolutely loved. I mean, we call them Akadaka, and once you call somebody a name like that, sort of, they become have a colloquial name or term about them, you know that they are part of the fabric of society. They're actually become so big that it's you know, they're just part of the language of the country. All right, over and out.